Hi guys, so today's job is making a carpet for this Land Rover Defender. I do have patterns for Land Rover Defenders, but not for this one. This is an auto and I don't have a pattern for an automatic. So things are a little bit different in the cab. There are similarities, but obviously because the transmission tunnel is a completely different size to a manual one, then all the patterns that I have are not big enough in the footwell and where the seat goes. So I'm going to make a new set of patterns for this Land Rover. Once I've got the patterns, I'll start to make the carpet. I won't pattern everything at once and then cut the carpet out, because things will be different sizes. Once you put a piece of carpet in, then that makes the size that the next piece of carpet fits to slightly smaller because of the thickness of the carpet. So what I like to do is to pattern certain areas that I put in first. So this piece will go in first. The side panels here, where the door is, will go in. Side of the transmission tunnel here will go in, and then things like the floor mats will go in last. So I'll get everything else in around them, and then I'll make a new pattern, or I'll make a pattern for that bit, because obviously that will be altered then by the thickness of the carpet. So yeah, the first job is to do this big box area here where the seat goes. I need some double-sided tape, a pair of scissors, a tape measure and some patterning plastic. I always get asked in the comments every time I do a video where I do some patterning, what is the patterning material that I use. It's this stuff, and it's called Fibertex. So the full name for it is Fibertex Clear, and it comes in rolls of the 2 meters and 5 centimeters wide, the roll, and it comes in 50-meter rolls. I'm not sure if you can buy it off the roll. You may be able to. I've never bought it off the roll. I just buy rolls at a time because I use so much of it. But I buy it from a company called KO Spruce. So that's spelled K-A-Y-O, and then spruce, like the tree. They're a UK-based company. I'm not sure if they sell it by the meter. They may do. You can always give them a try and find out. I've already measured for the size of the patterning plastic I need for here. I'm going to take the latch off here. That's just going to get in the way. And the carpet is going to get fitted first, and then the latch will go on over the carpet. It's just better that way. It's just a better fit, and it looks much nicer and neater rather than having a cutout in the carpet around things like this. Anything that I can remove and then fit back over the carpet, I will. It just makes it easier and just looks nicer when everything's fitted like that. So I'll drill out the rivets on here. It's only 2 rivets. So I'm sorry if my body gets in the way, but sometimes it does. So I'm just going to put some double-sided tape along the top edge there, and then another roll of double-sided tape along the bottom. So that will just hold the patterning plastic in place. I need to put a little cut there where the turn is. I'm trying to get this pattern trying to get the patterning plastic to be as flat as possible. No wrinkles. Cut off any excess. I won't actually need that bit, so I will. So we have a little bracket here that sticks out, so I need to cut where that is. So I do want this piece to come over the top, so I want to do it in one piece, and I'll have a diagonal seam here. I'm going to just work out where I want to put the seam. So I'm just folding the plastic over and put the seam about there. I'm just going to cut this bit here. I don't need all that there. Get rid of that. Put some sealing tape along the top edge here as well, and also here. So now I've got it in where I want it, I'm going to mark where the edge of the patterns are going to be. So I'm not going to put full lines in, I just put dashes in. 3 minimum, so you've got a centre point and then 2 edges, so you know exactly where you're coming to. And then that will be there and to there. So I'll get a little ruler. So I will put a full line in there because I've got a straight edge to work with. I'll put the full line in and then I can see it underneath here when I fold this bit over. So it's there, marking here. So I don't actually need that right now. Get rid of that. So I can mark in here, 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 and here. And I probably won't cut this bit out here that I'm drawing on the carpet, the round bit there. What I'll probably do is I'll fold it over underneath or just trim it off flush. The seat goes over the top of this part of the carpet, so here is where the seat bolts to, and obviously we've got another one at the back where the seat bolts to. But I'll mark things on anyway, even though I might not cut them out, I still mark them on. Now I'm going to mark in where the transition is here, but the carpet is going to come further out. So the carpet is going to come to here, and here, and here, and here. Marking this edge here. Always marking these turn points. And then up the transmission tunnel. So I'm just going to continue that line on. So I'll put on continue to point, COTP. So that means I'm continuing that line all the way along, and this line here that I put in up, so it forms a point. I'll mark in this turn point here. Shouldn't need to, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just make sure everything is on there that needs to be, and I will mark in this point here, this turn point, and that turn point will continue on over this bracket here. Mark on which way forward is, so it's that way, so everything's running that way, like that. Put in what it is, it's a Defender Auto. So I can get rid of that one now. So that pattern is now done. So when I come to sort the pattern out on the bench, I will put anything extra that I need to add on. So I'm going to add a little bit here along this edge, because I don't want the carpet to finish just there. I want it to just come out half an inch so it fills this little void in here. So when the carpet that goes here goes over the top of it, we've not got a chance of seeing a gap. So that's one piece done. So the next parts to do will be the transmission tunnel, this part here, the opposite side here, and then that'll be it for this side for now. I'll need to do a piece of carpet for here that will go around where the gear stick is. So once I've done the forward part of the cab, I'll move into this part here at the back and do all this. Kind of a separate thing. I want to get everything forward of this piece here. I want to get everything forward of that in first. So this is just the same principle. Tape where I need tape. Go plus a little bit there, marking where the top is. And then remove that. So onto the bench with these now and sort them out. So all I need to do now is join the dots. So when I come to actually cut the carpet out, I will cut it out a tiny bit bigger. I can always trim off some of the carpet later rather than making it exactly the right size and then realising I've actually made it a little bit too small. Then I'd rather make it a little bit too big and adjust it when I come to fit it. It's always better to have more and not need it than actually need it and not have it. Same with this piece. And now for the big piece. So I'll now go and offer these 3 pattern pieces up to the vehicle, make sure they fit. There's no reason they shouldn't do. They should fit quite alright. I'll check both sides, so obviously the side that I patterned should be okay and the opposite side may need a bit of tweaking, but hopefully it won't. Hopefully all 3 pieces should be okay. If I need to add anything to this one because of the length of the passenger side, I will do, which I think the passenger side is longer. So I always cut the biggest pieces out first. So this is the biggest piece so far, and the direction is there. Carpet has the direction, definitely has a nap. You put it one way, it'll look dark, put it the other way, it'll look lighter. So always with anything, my direction, my forward direction is always that way. So where the carpet gets rolled off from, and my arrow is, put it over, is here facing that way. So I need to make sure that the carpet is going the right way. Now flip the pattern over because I'm working on the reverse side of the carpet, so the pattern gets flipped over and it will be cut out over here. I'll pin the pattern to the carpet. So there we have it, pinned out. I just got to draw around this pattern, adding where I need to add. So when it comes to this part here, I'll draw around the pattern, but I'm going to leave it long because this is where, if you remember, on the part where the seat goes, we have this bit here that joins together. If I cut it as it is, if it's too short, we'll be able to see the sound deadening through the carpet. So I'll leave it a little bit long, and then I can trim it when I fit it. This end here will be bound. So as you remember, I'm going to add 1/2 inch to this part of the carpet here. So I can now remove the pattern, and that's how that is. So I'm going to cut this out. When I cut this out, I will cut it probably here and here, just to give myself enough to trim off later. So the part for the opposite side, the arrow's facing the same way, but the carpet is now, the pattern is now that way up. Yep, another 1/2 inch. I continue going on to there. So that's the two pieces drawn out. I'll cut out the carpet. Bleeding. So I cut myself yesterday with a Stanley knife, and as soon as I start using my finger properly, then it starts to bleed. So one of the most important things that I have here is this stuff. Nothing worse than bleeding all over something. So that's the first piece cut out. I'm just going to give it a quick check. So I've just checked this piece and it's absolutely fine. I'm going to cut the other piece out now, do the other few pieces that I can do the binding that I need to do on them. There's not a lot of binding to do on these few pieces. So I'll do the binding on these. I'll fit them and then do the rest of the patterning for the footwell. Once I've done that, I can do the other little bits that I need to do. So I'm now ready to glue this piece in. I've got it positioned in the right place. What I don't want to do is to glue this bottom edge here, because I've got these screws that are here, and it still needs a metal trim that goes over the edge here, so I need to be able to pull this up and remove the screws. So I'm going to start at the top. So I'll hold it in position, I'll just flap that back a little bit. I'm just going to glue down that edge there. Well, that's now in position there. So I'm going to glue probably to about here on this piece. Then I'll do the trimming on this edge here and then continue that way. I'm pushing down that way. Now I can still lift this up here because this has not got any glue on it, so I'll still be able to get access to these screws here. So when it comes to these holes here where the seats are bolted into, I'm not sure if you can see these holes where the seats are bolted into, I will cut them away. Well, I won't cut them, I'll use a soldering iron to burn the carpet. I'll get a nice clean hole then that will be heat sealed as well. That will be absolutely fine. When I trim this bit here, it should be able to butt straight up to it. Now with this piece here, I'm just going to glue the whole lot all the way to the bottom because there's no fixings in there. And it seems very strange fitting the carpet with a hammer, but it does a very good job. So that's that piece in. I'm going to move on to this piece just here. So this piece is two pieces that I've sewn together. So there's a seam just here. So I'm going to fit this bit here first. As you remember, there's going to be a centre console going over this, so none of this bit here is going to be seen. None of this bit here is going to be seen. It's just going to be this. I may put a little bit of carpet in here. We'll see, but I don't need to bother with anything like above this part here, just because it'll never get seen. So I've just changed my mind on this one, because I need to gain access, or potentially gain access to these screws here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to glue it up to this point here, but I'm going to put a strip of Velcro along here, and Velcro, just sew some Velcro along here as well. So I'm going to do that with that piece now. So I'll just sew some Velcro to it now. So, yep, I can still gain access to that there. There we go, that's in. It's still removable, can still get to all the screws. So I've just got to do this piece here. So what I need to do first is to make sure the hole is here for the courtesy light switch. So while I'm putting this hole in, I might as well do the ones for the seats as well. So that's all the holes put in there. So I've now cut the pieces for the floor mats and this piece here. The fitment's good, so I'm happy with those. I'll remove them now, I'll bind the edges and then I can fit them. Once I've done that, I can move on to the passenger side. Yeah, once I've done the passenger side, you just need to do the back end here and that carpet will be done.